Alright, so I thought I'd do a video to show off the level editor really quickly for You Have 10 Seconds 3 that I've been working on. This is how it looks so far, and there's a lot of improvements from the You Have 10 Seconds 2 editor that I think I need to go over and explain to people. So first things first, it's now totally mouse controlled. The You Have 10 Seconds 2 editor was using some kind of weird keyboard, like moving around the objects with the arrow keys and placing with spacebar, none of that. That's all been taken out. So now it's fully operated by the mouse. You can see the control list down here, so left clicking is placing, right clicking is deleting, and you can use the mouse wheel to scroll through the items. And this will go away as soon as you place something in the room. And as it said, if you right click on whatever you place, you can delete it. So it's a lot easier to use, I think, than the previous one, but there's still a lot more features here which I'd like to explain. So first things first, if you try and play a level without having an exit or an enter door, you get an error. So you pretty much need to have these two things in here, so I'll place them down now, nice and early. So now we can play. And as you can see, there is now a time limit in the level editor. There's actually a 10-second timer in there, which, believe it or not, You Have 10 Seconds 2 editor did not have. For some reason, I didn't think of putting a timer in the custom levels. I don't know why, but that is in there now. And as you saw there, you can actually complete the level and go back into the editor. There's a lot more, it's better optimized than You Have 10 Seconds 2 was. And this pretty much, when you hit that play button, it behaves exactly as a You Have 10 Seconds free level would. If you collide with something like a spike, hold on, let me find the default spike really quick. I still have to label all the actual items when you're scrolling through them, but if you were to collide with a spike or something, it would kill you and send you back to the start. If you run out of time, that would also restart the playtest. And if you complete the level, it will take you back to the testing screen. Alright, so the other things I'm letting you control now, you'll notice the white border around, where normally in You Have 10 Seconds 2, or in You Have 10 Seconds 2, sorry, you wouldn't be able to interact with this at all, and this would kind of just be a stationary thing. Not anymore. Now you can actually chip into the sides of the level if you want to, and that is fully set up to enable you to use the screen wrapping mechanic from World 7. So if you want to have levels that use that, you can have that now. You couldn't have that before. Let me patch this up again. So that's pretty major. You can't place or destroy anything outside of this circle, so this is pretty much the limits of where you can place and destroy stuff. So if you're trying to place something in the black box here, it's not going to work. Okay, the next thing that's different from the You Have 10 Seconds 2 editor is I actually let you customize what music you want to use and what background you want the stage to have now. So if you want to change up the background of the level, you can do that. You can change up the music that plays on it as well. So this isn't going to work right now because I need to have an enter door and an exit door somewhere, but you can hear it's the World 16 music with the World 12 background. So you can customize the music in the background of the stage you're making now. Now you might notice two other boxes, one for motion sensors and one for darkness. If you tick those two boxes when you start the level, a motion sensor and the darkness feature will be added in. I didn't want to include those as items because it would kind of look stupid having multiple darkness gradients or motion sensors going around different places, so these are simply a toggle option. You can turn on or off whether you want them in your level or not. And the final thing I've added, which is new, is this right here, which is the naming feature. So you can actually give your custom levels a name, so I can call this one just like example if I'd like to, and it will actually show up down there at the bottom. And the final thing I've added, which was highly requested, is the ability to actually save and load levels, which was another big feature missing from You Have 10 Seconds 2's editor. So if I was just to place down some random blocks here, as well as put down the enter and exit door, if I click the save button up here, it takes me to a folder where I can actually save my levels. So I'll just call this one test right now, and you click enter to save. And once I do that, if I click quit here, I can leave the level editor, re-enter it, and I can actually load in the level I just made. And you can do that with pretty much an infinite number of levels, and you can send these to people as files, or you can post them online for downloads, and people actually be able to load these into their game and play them. So if I load up this example level here, this is a level I made earlier. It uses the World 12 music with the default background, and if I click play, I can play it just fine. So this is finally a way to save the stuff you create and actually share it with people if you want other people to try out your levels. So like I say, I still have a lot more stuff to do with the level editor. I still have to label all the stuff you use with the mouse cursor so you know what you're placing down. as well as get a more appealing sprite rather for this purple thing in the background, know where you're placing stuff. But once all that's taken care of, you'll actually be able to play and make levels yourself and share them with people, so that'll be pretty cool when that update comes out. But until then, thanks for watching.